What's going on, YouTube family? This is the Coach's Corner. I am Coach.
And I'm Mexi B, also known as Deb.
All right, and we are coming to you today after this great win on Sunday. If you could do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, that would be awesome. So going straight into the game, what were your thoughts, Miss Deb?
I thought it was a great game. We won, so that was definitely needed after last week's with the Panthers with a 0-30 score. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was an ass kicking for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. What did you think about Phoenix's bounce back performance? After that horrible loss we had.
Well, I think again, like I said last week, I think that game was needed for Penix. You know, he was everyone was crowning him and making him the God King already with no adversity. So I feel like he needed that game. He needed to get his ass kicked. He needed, his face
Some
shoved in the
motivation.
dirt. Yeah, yeah,
Right, right. Some motivation. Like, oh shit.
yeah. Like, make him eat some sand, give him a wedgie. You know what I mean? You know how it was.
Right,
How
right.
you get beat up in high school and you come back, better than ever. So,
Right.
you know, he needed that ass kicking, I
Mhm.
believe. So I'm glad he got it now. That's what I was looking for him to bounce back and, show us that, he can come, have a horrible game, leave that in the past and come and have a great game. That's
Right.
always what you want to see because
Yeah,
he's
because I feel
definitely
like with Cousins, once he started going downhill, it was like he gave up every other game. So it's nice seeing him, like bounce back and not get stuck in that terrible ass game
that
that we.
role. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's what you want to see is the bounce back. He's young,
Right.
so he's going to have these horrible games. He's going to get his ass kicked quite a few. This ain't gonna be the last time. You just want to see him bounce back. So I'm happy that he was able to do that. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure. So
That's for sure.
what stood out to you about the game?
I mean, honestly, like, what really stood out to me was I have been giving Zach smoke. I have been chewing his ass. Pause. I have been on his head top about his plays, and what really stood out to me was this game was, in my opinion, the perfect marriage of Bijan and Tyler Algier. I think in order for us to be the team that we could be, you have to give a steady dose of Bijan and you have to give a steady dose of Tyler Algier. Like their carries, it should literally be half and half. It should be times that it should be times. There should be a lot of times that they're on the field together. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you just have this combination that is by far the best 1-2 tandem in the league, arguably. I mean, you can't
Mhm.
argue. But yeah, you put them on the field together, make defenses choose like, okay, who doing what. So I was
Yeah.
thoroughly impressed with that. Um,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean they
For
both
sure.
scored. So they both had a touchdown. Well, Bijan had two, didn't he?
Yeah, well, Bijan, yeah. Well, did he? I know. Yes, yes, you're
It
right.
was
He did
two.
have
Yeah.
two. He threw one to Pitts, and then he threw one to Drake, and then Bijan ran in for one. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the hell of a way to bounce back for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Went from 0-30 to 34.
Yeah,
Like, let's
like
get those points.
yeah. What an awesome swing that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
So,
sure, for sure.
hell yeah.
So, yeah, you said Zach was who stood out to you. I guess that brings us into our next topic there. Um,
Yeah, Zach. So this is what I don't know. One could argue because it was immediate effect that him coming down to the field was the reason that the offense ran the way it did. You know, you can't argue against it. You can't really argue for it. But the fact is, he came down to the field. The result was our offense flourished. So, hopefully he continues to do that. Um, but I don't know if that was the difference. But hey, who knows? All I know is we looked good. We were moving the ball. You know, we were taking shots downfield. Like we looked like a complete team instead of
Yeah.
just the Atlanta Bijans. You know what I mean? So
Right, right. Carried by one player.
yeah, just one player. Yeah, the whole team just resolves around one player, which is
Right.
okay, but no, that ain't gonna work.
Nah.
That ain't gonna win you a
Yeah, it's
lot
not
of
gonna work
games.
forever.
No, it's not,
They're all gonna go after him and we're gonna be
for
like,
sure.
oh. But
Yeah, he's the cute girl at the party. You know what I mean? Like all the dudes are gonna try to holler at her.
all
Like
right.
if
Oh, let's
something
go after
started
him.
to,
Keep your eyes on him. Keep your eyes on him.
you
I
know what
think
I
it
mean?
did make a difference. I think from last week, from our show last week, I remember you mentioning something about, I think like maybe he's down on the field, he'll be able to be like, look, Pitts was open, blah 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 blah. And guess what? He did pass it to Pitts a couple times I seen this past game. So I mean that was probably what he was doing. Like, hey, look, you missed it this time, but pay attention. And I
Yeah,
feel like he had more play this time. Pitts definitely had a lot more play.
and that's what's needed with a young quarterback. Is for you to basically hold his hand. Like when you start a new job, you know what I mean? You get somebody to train you. They watch you, they look over your shoulder, they tell you how to, what I mean, how to do this, that, and the third better. And that's what was needed. And you know, again, I don't know if he was there is the cause, but one could argue that he'll keep him being down on the field and we immediately score a lot of points. One could argue that was the reason. So I'm a roll with it. And yeah, you have to show him the tape. While they're on the sideline. Look,
Hmm.
here's Pitts here. Here's Drake here. You got to
Hmm.
show him everything he's missing because to expect your inexperienced quarterback to really read the field. I mean, there's very few and far, you know,
Yeah.
inexperienced quarterbacks who would come straight in the league and do that. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I think we're definitely starting to utilize our talent. Everyone, not just one person. Like, oh, okay, you see this guy is not open. Here's another guy. Like, look at your options. Don't just focus on one person. I feel like that's the difference I saw this week.
for sure, we definitely got Pitts in the game. Which is fair. I feel like I said, like if we could just put uh uh even out the carries between Bijan and Tyler Algier and then get Pitts involved, we would be a hard team to stop. Like you because Pitts Pitts is an anomaly. There's not a defensive player who's going to be able to really hold him. He's bigger than most of your cornerbacks. He's faster than your linebackers. So, that's a then you got, your running back. So, I mean,
Yeah.
things look great if they can continue. So
Yeah.
that's good.
The only thing I see about like Algier, I love Algier, but he is like a bulldozer. He just like throws himself, like try to run it a little bit farther before you throw yourself into the into the crowd in there.
He has that nickname Tank for a reason. Like
Yeah,
he is our bowling ball. He is our linchpin. He's gonna smash that defense. So that's why I said a steady combo of them two.
hmm,
Bijan with his cutting, he gonna tire you out, and then Algier just gonna come in and smash your face in, like
yeah,
and then you got to deal with Pitts. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Hmm.
ooh, that's a hell of a combo. You know,
Yeah.
so that's great,
Yep.
very great.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's get on to our next topic here: the good, bad, and the ugly.
All right, you want to
What's
go
your
first?
outlook? Go ahead.
Okay, okay. So my good is the what I call the young birds, which is our our rookie defensive players, Bowman, Walker, James Pierce, Watts, and then not our, the ones we got last year, Rook, Aurora, these guys are really coming into their own and they are starting to fly to the ball. They are starting to create havoc. They are shutting it down. Um, and I cannot be more happy to see this out of our young guys. This is what I asked for last year. And for whatever reason, we didn't play none of our young guys. But this year, all the young guys are getting burned, and I am loving each and every bit of that. So that's my good. Now my bad. Hughes, this is hot garbage. Uh, he had 4 targets. He was targeted 4 times with a 50% completion rate, um, for a total of 38 yards. Um, and he gave up 1 touchdown. 4 targets, 38 yards, 50% completion rate. That so out of that 4 targets, they caught 2 passes for 38 yards. That's 19 yards a catch. That's horrible. And then for my ugly, it will be Alford. He was targeted 8 times, had 6 completions for 75%, and he gave up 55 yards and 1 tutty. Yeah, so these two need to be sitting on the bench, bringing people water, uh, and Gatorade, and
Gatorade, I was gonna say that.
yeah, water, Gatorade, cleaning shoes. Whatever the coach and their teammates need them to do, because being on the football field, it ain't it. Not for them two.
Use him as a backup only,
Yeah,
if
not even a backup. Like,
necessary.
if they need to hit the field, just go ahead and cancel the game.
Yeah. For me, I would say the good. I mentioned that earlier. I think we're starting to utilize the talent, not just focus on one person. We're actually using our players to score. We had London, we had Bijan, we had Algier, like, the passes to Pitts, like used them, like I think he got what, how many yards was that? It was like, wasn't that the 60 something yard
Yeah,
pass?
I'm not exactly sure how many he had this game.
But
I
he
need to
ran,
look it
he
up.
almost got to the end zone. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
he almost
He
got
played an
there.
excellent game.
So
That's for sure.
it was almost a touchdown.
Yeah, he
So
almost got
yeah,
it
that's
too.
that's good. I think that we should do more of that, not just focus, like, because everybody, like, oh, they're gonna pass it to Robinson, so let's focus on him. We're not gonna let them get through. Like, so using everybody, every other player. I think that's a good thing. We should keep doing that. The bad, obviously, still working on interceptions. We didn't have as many this time, but um, I think we need to work on that. The ugly, I didn't really see anything like super like ugly this game. Other than those interceptions, I would say just it would be ugly to not keep the consistency, like not be consistent with what we're doing, like going back. That's
Hmm.
just gonna be ugly to me.
Right.
But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, since you weren't able since you didn't see anything ugly, maybe you seen 3 great players or great plays or people who would be in your top 3. So who would be from this game? Who would be in your top 3?
I mean, we all know who the MVP was. Uh, B John, number one, I would say.
Okay.
But he's like we've been saying, like, oh, B John is our number one player, or like he's carried the game, or blah blah blah. So he's always a good player in my eyes, in everybody's eyes, I would say. Number two,
Yeah.
I might be biased, but my man, London.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
yeah, that's my baby. I call him my
You, you,
husband.
you, you looking at him playing, not just his butt, right?
No, I like. You don't think he's a good player?
I mean, yeah, but you saying your husband. So I'm just making sure that you looking
Like
at
I
him
said, I might be
playing.
biased.
Yeah, you know.
No,
Okay.
yeah, but he's a good player. I mean, he's. I think we should use him more, like with those, like long, like the big, like the long throws. Like
Yeah.
we should use him more. But I think they take him out a lot. A lot of, like, they don't call plays that involves
Well,
him as much.
I think it's a little bit hard right now because he's the focal point as far as our receivers. So none of
Mm,
our other receivers are any damn good. So they kind of double, triple. You know what I mean? Like they kind of take him
yeah.
out the game.
But I mean,
So
that's
and
kind
then
of how Julio was,
yeah, but
and they
Julio
didn't
was
have
a super.
no problem using
Julio was a
him.
super major though. But Julio was a whole different animal. Like
Well, let's train him to be that great. Like we have to use him.
no, I understand that's your husband, but he is not one that or will never be Julio.
You didn't
Like
see
he
that
is
What do they call it? The mustard or something? I guess B. John did it too this past game, but
when they did it like on their head or whatever that
yeah,
was.
like the.
No, I did
He's
not see that.
athletic. Okay, leave him
I
alone.
mean, yeah, he's a good player, but Julio Jones, he is not. But you know,
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean,
I
he's
mean,
still he's still kind of new a little bit.
if he is Julio Jones to you, then that is fine.
No,
That's
he's
all
not.
good.
He's not. That Julio Jones is my all-time favorite player. I mean, but he
Okay.
could be great. He could be
You just
great.
you're just in love. That's all that is.
Yes. And then number three, um, I'll give it to Penix this game. Yeah, he did great. He did great this time, especially like I said. I feel like Cousins, once he started fucking up, he just gave up. Like there was no coming
Yeah.
back from like the first time that we had like a terrible game. It was just like downhill from there. So the fact that he like came back from that and was like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this again. Like we're gonna win." And he actually came out there and showed that he was
Yeah,
about it.
that's what you want to see from your guy. Okay, so for my top three, um, no surprise, they're all going to be defense. I got to first and foremost give it to Watts as number one. He had an INT, two solo tackles, four assists. I mean, when we drafted this guy, I told everybody. Excuse me, everybody was high on James Pierce and Walker. And I was telling everybody, like, man, I don't know. I think Watts is the steal of the draft because that boy is bad. He was bad in college, and he has definitely transitioned to the NFL very, very, very well.
Yeah,
Um,
especially being what, week, what, 4?
yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're now in week 4. Yeah, yeah. Well, that was week 4. Yeah, and I think he has 3 ints already in four.
Wow.
4 games. So that's that's I ain't gonna say unheard of, but I can't think of another rookie in their first 4 games that had 3 ints. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm sure if I googled it, I could find it, but right off the top of my dome, I can't think of any. My
Right.
next one would be Bowman. Now, Bowman, I feel like has been the most quiet assassin on the team. You haven't really heard much from him. but he is locking his people down. In this past game, he had 3 solo tackles and 1 forced fumble. But again, what makes me excited about this kid is you don't hear his name. And that may
Mm,
sound crazy. Like, what do you mean that's good that you don't hear his name? Well, if you don't hear his name, that means he ain't out there fucking up. You know what I mean?
yeah, true.
So he is locking his whoever he is going against, he is locking him down. Um, and the boy has been playing lights out as well. And then my last one would be Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis had 3 solo
Remember.
tackles, two assists, 1 tackle for a loss, and he got a half a sack. So, Caden Ellis showing up. Like this
Yes.
defense, who this defense is. I mean,
Ellis
they're
has been killing it since last season though. Like that's when I first noticed him was last season how like yeah, he was going after them quarterbacks every game.
yeah. Caden Ellis has been one one great addition, which segues into our next topic and talking point. Um, the Atlanta Falcons, in the first time, I'm trying to think. I don't think they did it in 18 when we had another top 10 defense. I am not sure. Um, but right off the top of my dome, I cannot remember the last time the Atlanta Falcons effectively had a no-fly zone. And what that means is it's hard to pass on us. Um, I think we are number 2 in pass defense. Shutting like I don't think anybody has had. I know no one has had over 300 yards passing yet against us, and I think only one has had more than 250, if I'm not mistaken. Um, we are locking teams receivers down. Um, and this is something that I love to see. I said this during the draft, that with the speed that we have on defense, we should be flying. This should be nothing but zone blitzes. And although he's doing roughly 44, I believe it's 44% uh, blitzes. I think if he just ratchet that up just 10%, uh, I mean that would even shut teams down even further. Like they just generally cannot get the ball off. Our defensive backs are shutting people down. Our linebackers are shutting people down, getting to the quarterback. So for the first time in memory, and again, I could be wrong. I have to research it. But just right off my memory, I can't remember another time the Atlanta Falcons had a no-fly zone. So I am extremely, extremely happy about that. Um, when you look at the game and you see, uh, how the defense is, what are your thoughts on it? Like, you know, when you look at it.
On the defense, I have mixed feelings about the defense. I feel like sometimes it always kind of like when the offense is doing good, the defense is like slacking to me. It's never like, and then when defense is like on their shit, then our offense is like bull crap. So it just I think like there is room for improvement, but I think they're doing great this year. I've been seeing more like the defense taking over than our offense. So yeah, I'm happy
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah, and I get it. For most fans, who not really into the X's and O's like I am, you I could see how it's like yeah, they're doing good. I mean, but at the same time, they're doing bad because we got 30 points, damn near 30 points put up on us. But
Mhm.
yeah, but when I go down my rabbit hole, and like you said, there is room for improvement for sure. Because again, we just
Mm,
got 34 damn near 30 put on us by Marcus Mariota. So, I mean,
mm.
at the end of the day, he's still an NFL quarterback. So let me not disrespect him like that. But yeah, one would think that if we'd had played against Daniels, it would have been a lot different. So
Mm.
uh, we definitely got room for improvement. I definitely think we're on the right path. So I am extremely, extremely happy um, about this situation. Uh, and you know, I can't wait to see more. Like I'm so upset that we're about to have a bye week because
I
I just want to
know.
see I just want to see my defense. Like I don't care about
I
offense.
just want
Like
to see the team play, and I want to win more games. That's what I want to see.
yeah, I get that too. Yeah, for sure. Like, could you imagine on the strength of our defense, we go to the Super Bowl? Like, that would be nuts.
Yeah.
I would literally lose my shit. And and speaking of that,
Yeah, I was gonna
what's your
say
thought?
that'd be like the best Super Bowl of my life. Like the
What's your
Falcons
thoughts
going to
on
the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny the halftime.
Oh goodness. So what's your thoughts on BB Bad Bunny being the halftime?
My thoughts obviously are I was excited. I was jumping. I like when I heard it, it was like some like after show or like after a football game. I think it was like Packers and Cowboys were playing, and they had like a show or like, oh, we're announcing this halftime show performer, blah blah blah. And then as soon as they said Bad Bunny, I was like, I was like screaming. I was working as I was in the bar. Everybody like, what the hell? What's wrong with her? I'm
Yeah.
like, Bad Bunny's performing. So obviously I'm super excited about that. I'm more interested about how that's gonna go, because most of his songs are Spanish. He has done like collabs with like American artists, obviously. So I think that's probably something that he will do, kind of make it like a, bilingual type of performance, like English, Spanish. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. A lot of people are mad about it though.
I mean, I don't. Well, I mean, without going down that rabbit hole, we know why they mad. But anyway, I actually think that he shouldn't do it bilingual. Like America has a huge population of Spanish. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So I
absolutely.
mean, you know, why not do the Spanish show for
Mm,
once? You know what I mean? Like I get
yeah.
that. I get that football is an American sport that is
But like that's the
rooted,
thing. And what
rooted
people
in
are this is
America.
like what people are saying, like an American sport. Where's Puerto Rico?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
that's what
Where
I
is
was
Puerto
getting to.
Rico?
That's what I was getting to. Like, although it is American sport, he's Puerto Rican. So, like,
Right.
but what I find so fascinating is, I didn't know about this guy until last year. See, I thought, and I might be showing my age to all the younger viewers. I thought, the guy that spoke for not spoke for, but the it guy for the Spanish community was Enrique or Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pitbull's
I
a good one. He's a good one, but
I didn't know about Bad Bunny until he came to Houston last year in April. Oh my goodness. You would have thought I was literally, I took a time machine or a transport portal and went to Mexico. Like it was absolutely nuts, insane. The entire city was just red, white, and green. Like it was nuts. It was nuts. It was nuts. And I understand he's Puerto Rican, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is he brought the Spanish out in droves. It was Mexican flags. It was
Yeah.
Colombian. I mean, it was just, it was nuts. It was
Yeah, because
literally,
he's like
I've never seen so
representing the
many.
Hispanics,
Right.
like everywhere. Mexicans, Colombians, Venezuelans, Puerto
Yeah.
Ricans, like the whole Hispanic community, that's who he's representing. And I would say Bad Bunny is like a Michael Jackson for Hispanics, honestly. He's like definitely gonna be like a legend. He's the most heard musician, Hispanic musician since like Selena. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah, it has been here. It has been nonstop. Like, yeah, the community is definitely excited. Um, I'm like, okay, well, I'll make sure, Super Bowl. I have my tequila and my
You're taking,
yeah, my tequila, my tacos, and you know what I'm saying. Like, let's get it.
yeah,
You know,
definitely
my
gonna have some
my
tacos for the
Berea
Super
tacos, my Berea tacos. Yeah, for sure.
bean dip, some nachos,
You know,
Super Bowl snacks.
I think he gonna turn us all Hispanic for about 45 minutes. So, I'm excited for it. I know
I
I'm
am
not
too.
gonna know nothing that he's, I don't know a single Bad Bunny song, but you know,
Mhm.
I'm happy that the Hispanic community is happy and the Hispanic community is feeling heard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so often we only care about ourselves that we forget that there's other people, like everyone was happy when Dr. Dre and them, got the Super Bowl because they actually had some rappers, you know what I mean, at the Super
Mhm.
Bowl. So boom, here you go. And then I hope next will be, although I hate country music, hey, bring the country music artists out, bring the heavy metal artists out. Like everyone does, in my opinion, every community deserves to be heard. So
Yeah.
kudos to the Hispanic community on getting, Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl halftime show. And hopefully he puts on an amazing show.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
I mean, uh, what so okay. So for someone who don't know him, right? For all our listeners out there who really don't know him, like what would be a song that you would be like, okay, this encases Bad Bunny? Like, what would the song? What would a
Okay,
song?
well, it just really depends on, like, okay, so if you do TikTok or like social media, a lot of his songs that people probably don't even know is Bad Bunny, but it's there's a lot of trends that are based off of his songs that even American people that don't know Spanish songs sit there and dance to. And they don't probably realize that that's him, but it's him. Another thing that he's known for, he dated one of the, well, not Kardashians, but Kendall Jenner. He dated her for I don't know how long.
For real?
And
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, so I don't know why people are like, oh, who's that? And like, okay. I think they're just, for some reason, like everything that's going on with everything else in the world right now, they're just, because I never heard anything this bad when Shakira played at the halftime show. So, and she's
But
Hispanic.
right. Well, I mean, but you got to think about the dynamic of that though. Shakira, Bad Bunny, like
Hmm. She does, I guess she does do more English songs
well, not
here,
even that. One
but
is Super Bowl. I mean, football is predominantly dominated by what gender?
yeah.
Men, right? So
Hmm.
you have a bad, super bad Hispanic woman who, I mean, like she get to shaking them hips. It's like Jesus, like who can do that? You know what I mean? Like how? Like So I mean, that's the dynamic. As far as
Mhm.
me, I had never heard of him till last year. Like I said, and uh, it was just such a huge. I'm like, who? Like everybody's like, you don't know who Bad Bunny is? Like, is that like a female? Like they're
Yeah.
like, no, it's a dude. I'm like, well, why the hell is he called Bad Bunny? You know, like but it was just amazing to see. I mean, it was nuts. It truly was nuts. Houston was nuts that he was here April 30th and I think April 30th and May 1st. And for those 2 days, it was it
Everywhere he
whew,
goes, it gets like that.
yeah, it was nuts.
Episode. Mm-hmm.
Like you couldn't move, you couldn't move. You know, you couldn't drive anywhere. The city literally was shut down. And then I'm assuming so I think he does sort of like Beyonce. His albums are themed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yep.
okay, so his last one had like a cowboy theme or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or okay, so yeah, because everybody and their mother, like all the
Was
girls,
wearing
was wearing
cowboy boots
cowboy
and the
boots. Yeah,
cowboy hats.
I was like, I was like, what is going on? You know,
He did
the
a lot of
rodeo was done.
collab with a lot of Mexican artists in that
Okay,
album. So
okay,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Well, hey, like I said, congratulations. I know you're happy. Congratulations to the Spanish community for
Thank
getting
you.
y'all's representation. So kudos to that.
Yeah.
All right. So uh here we are, the coach's corner where I give my little rant. Um I don't have much of a rant today. I will say this. Like I said earlier, I'm so excited to see my defense doing their thing. Um, it's been so long since I've been proud to say, or even had the ability to say, you know what, if my offense could just get us, a few points, I think my defense could win us the game. It's been years and years and years since I felt that way. I know we had a top tier defense in what was that 2018, 2019. I didn't feel that way about them then. I think the last time I felt that way about our defense probably was like 2012, 2009, somewhere around there. I don't remember the exact year, so don't kill me in the comments, people. But my point is, it's been a good 10 years. Uh, so, I mean, with our DC doing his thing, you know, he keep on doing his things. Definitely in line for a head coaching job because to turn it to go from almost dead last year, absolutely dead last in quarterback pressures last year in sacks, to in the top not only 10 but the top five is absolutely insane, and he deserves all the kudos in the world. This team is defensively is shooting on all cylinders. Now, once we get AJ back and we put Alfred on the bench to never return, take his jersey from him and his pads and his helmet, I feel like we'll come together even more because you got Bowman on one side, you got AJ on one side, you got Watts on one side. I mean, it's literally, like I said earlier, a Falcons no-fly zone. And for once in my life, I am absolutely happy, happy, happy about that. So I'm not going to rant on the defense today. They give nothing but love and respect from Coach. But this does lead me to our last and final topic. Do we believe, or is just this fool's goal? Are our opponents trash? As someone who's not into the X's and O's, Miss Dev, just from a fan's perspective, looking at the game, do you think our defense is legit, or do you think it's because we really played crummy teams?
Don't kill me.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
But I want to be able to answer that
You broke up
question
a little bit.
when
Say that
we.
again.
I'm breaking up. Can you hear
You
me?
did. You did. You're fine now. Say that
Oh,
again.
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to answer this question when we play a good, solid team. Like, not
Buffalo.
saying that,
Buffalo.
commanders are like trash, but
Right, but they were hurt. They were
they
hurt.
didn't have their actual quarterback. They had like I think some players out.
Yeah.
So
So did the Panthers, and so did Tampa Bay. Right, which is why it's a valid question.
yeah,
Um, because because we did have played uh, teams that were hurt or not 100. It is a valid question. So no one can get mad at you for saying that. It's literally a valid ass question, which is why I wanted to talk about it. Yeah. So you say you want to see us play pretty much all together team. Well, we'll have that shot next. Our next game when we play Buffalo.
yeah,
Now, um, in my opinion, Allen right now in the NFL is the most talented quarterback in the league. Um, and I don't even think it's close. Like the throws that Allen make on a regular basis are throws that I've only seen like Peyton Manning do, Dan Marino do. Some of the actual goats. Sorry about that. So I I think a lot of people are going to get their wish this week, next week, and seeing if this team is legit. To answer, what's up, brother Tidy? For all those who can hear me, please make sure to go and watch and follow Tidy at the Atlanta Bird game. Great show. Guy who gave Coach his start in YouTube. So much respect to you, brother Tidy. Who says, I hope the defense is legit. It's a little too early to tell, but they look great through 4 games. Buffalo game would tell us a lot. Yeah, absolutely. That's my thoughts. Well, that was your thoughts.
yeah.
Was what we play. Um, I mean, you're waiting to hold judgment until we play somebody. Me, I get what y'all are saying. It is super early. It has only been 4 games. We have played uh, beat up teams. But I will say this: even if we get beat 60 something to 0, and Buffalo torches the defense to, you know, Allen has 700 yards. I understand it's not going to happen, but I'm just saying Allen has 700 yards. I still think that this defense is legit. I think though that they have much growing to do. Uh, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, provided everyone stays healthy, of course, the health is always the caveat. But I think in 2 maximum 3 years, this defense will be unlike any defense that has been seen before. You think about the great defenses like Seattle. Seattle had the Legion of Boom. Yeah, they had great defensive backs, but that really was it. You know what I mean? Like you could run on them. This defense is effectively the most complete defense I've seen in a very long time. And I think in 2 to 3 years, they will absolutely be hands down a monster and something to reckon with. So while I believe, you know, do I think we're going to beat Buffalo? I think it really depends on the offense. Uh, I think the defense may have issues with Buffalo because Allen is a beast, and
Mhm.
he can't get out of the pocket. His damn. Now I'm thinking. I want to talk about him. I can't think of his name. His cornerback, not Kraft. Kraft plays for Green Bay. Um, Shit, I can't think of his name. Not Khalil. Oh shit, I can't think of it. Anyway,
I'm
his tight
terrible with names,
end.
so
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
feel bad.
His tight end is a beast. He has a Shakir. Is it Shakir? Um, he has good running wide receivers. Like they are a great team.
Hmm.
And I think we are going to struggle. I think it
Yeah.
all hinges on the offense, though. But even if we were to lose, like I said, and lose badly, that would not shake my faith or confidence in this team. I truly think that we have a great defense, and I'm so excited to see them boys mature and maturate until God's on that football field.
This is
So,
how I see it, okay?
mhm.
The points that we score, that's on our offense. The
Right,
points they score, that's on our defense. So
yeah,
we'll see, because
yeah, but the thing, but see, the difference is right. The difference is okay. You're absolutely right, but when you play a great quarterback, you're it's almost impossible to stop them. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? So like they're going to score, but can you hold them to? Can you a way to beat a team like that is to
And you
play
match up
mistake.
with what they're doing as an
Yeah,
offense, is what you're saying.
and then on top of that, play mistake-free football. That's what it's going to boil down to. Can we slow them down and play mistake-free football? If we can play mistake-free football, yeah, it's going to be a close game. But again, I don't think we'll stop them from scoring. But hey, we've been playing like total god so far on defense. Yeah, we didn't gave up 30 points. What now? Twice. Well,
Yeah.
Carolina, we didn't give up 30 points. We gave up 23. Penix gave up 7 points. And then Buccaneers, I don't remember how much. I think they scored almost 30 as well. Um, or they did score 30. So yeah, we've given up 30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like every team we played has gotten up to that, about
Yeah.
around those,
Yeah.
yeah, that
But,
number.
but it's the how for me, right? Like, yeah, in totality, they did score 30 points. So conventional wisdom would be like, well, shit, every team scoring 30 on you, you got to be trash. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Well, that's when context come into it. Where's our offense sputtering out at and giving them the ball back? Like if you're giving them the ball at our 30-yard line and they only got 30 yards to score, like you're asking a lot for a defense, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, nah, I'm still riding high on. I don't think it's I think we're good. I don't think it's because our opponents are trash. But I will concede to the fact that we have played trash. Like the teams we have played have had people missing. I will concede that. But I
Mhm.
still think that it is our defense is good. And I think in 2 to 3, like I said, 3 years, provided everyone stay healthy, I don't think no. I think this will be one of the greatest defenses ever, ever in the history of football. Like, I mean, you got in every position, you got just a bona fide stud who could just stop anything. You got, in cornerback, you got AJ, safety, you got Watts, you got Bowman, on the line, you got, James, you got Rook,
Bates.
you got Walker. Like, I mean, like these guys maturate like they should in 3 years. Oh my God. Like, what are we talking? Like, we will be feared, and I so hope that comes to pass. I hope, yeah. So I think it's good, but I will concede to you. We'll revisit this
This
after the Buffalo
conversation.
game. Yeah, after the
Yeah.
Buffalo game. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. That's a valid. You and Tidy both have a valid point. Um, so I will concede that. Me, I'm just riding high right now. So there's that. All
Okay.
right.
Well, we're gonna have to see. I'm hoping you're right. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to talk bad about my team,
Well,
but
I will
we
say
gotta
this.
be.
I will say this. When it comes to the defense, when it comes to defensive play in games, I'm I'm more right than I am wrong. So, well,
Okay. Well,
hopefully,
you're the defense king over here.
you know. So, you know, as long as your husband stays healthy and gets us some points, so
Make
you
sure
know,
I'll feed him some Mexican soup.
maybe leave him alone before game day. Like don't touch him at all on Saturday. Leave him alone so he can go out there and catch these damn passes.
Right.
All right, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, you
Yeah,
said?
any final thoughts?
No, I think we covered everything. We talked about the next game. We're gonna see how that plays out. I'm hoping, like I said, that you're not wrong about the defense. I hope we actually don't let them score. Let's try to manifest them not getting to that 30-point mark.
All right. All right. I'm with you. Yeah. So that's a challenge to my defense. Hey,
Yeah.
defense, you heard Miss Deb. Do not let Allen put up 30 points on y'all this week. Well, in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, y'all got a whole week. You got 2 weeks to prepare. So, well, not really, but a week and a half to prepare. So you heard Miss Deb. No letting them put 30 points on you. I'm over here speaking highly of you, so don't make me look like an idiot. Damn it.
I'm gonna remember this conversation our next
Hey, girl,
after our next game.
if they put up 30, I'm gonna come in here with my jackass hat on, and
I would love to see that.
say,
Although I want to see my team win, so maybe not.
yeah. And so, I mean, we can still win, and they score 30 points.
Oh
So,
well, yeah, true. Our offense can just kick ass, and yeah.
yeah. Well, all right, people out there in YouTube land. Hey, man, I want to thank you all for coming and sharing this with us. Episode 2 is now in the books. Please continue to stay tuned, people. Like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to build something great here in the Coach's Corner. So for me, Coach, and from my co-host, Ms. Deb, I'll let you say your goodbyes. And our other co-host, Keely, who could not be here today due to work restraints. So we had to chug along without him, but miss you, brother. We'll see you next week. So everybody out there in YouTube land, from Coach
And
and
then
then,
and then
y'all have a good week, man. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
have a good night.